All right, everybody. So today we're going to talk about extensor hallucis longus, which is just a big word for the big toe muscle. All right. So your big toe is, and actually the anatomical name for the toe or the big toe is actually called the great toe, and the great toe has a bunch of muscles in it to itself. And one of those muscles is called your extensor hallucis longus. So it basically does is it extends your big toe like this. It also helps a little bit, it assists with ankle dorsiflexion, all right? So how do we find this muscle? Well, let's just actually talk about why this muscle is really important, all right? This muscle is really important for running because you need to learn how to, people need to learn how to toe off. And if they don't have good extension through here, they'll tend to have pain in their foot. This can either lead to bunions in the big toe, or it could lead to what it looks like gout symptoms, but really it's really just capsulitis in the actual big toe right here. And it also can lead to what we call turf toe, right? And oftentimes it's because this muscle, you're not able to do this, to do full extension. And sometimes it's because it's a mechanical issue, like the actual muscle is either shortens or there's adhesions or disorganized tissue in that area. So how do we find this muscle? Well, the muscle actually attaches all the way up in here. Remember we talked about your tibialis anterior muscle, which is right off of your tibia? Well, this extensor hallucis longus actually outcrops right in the middle right here. So if you actually can follow, Dr. Jackson, can you actually see on the video right here, this is your extensor hallucis longus tendon, and it actually goes all the way up into here, and then it snakes through under your tib anterior muscle. So I'm going to draw that for you, just like that, so you see it nice and blue. This is your tibia, so it goes right next to your tibia, and then right here, for me, is where it snakes under your tibialis anterior. So it's really tendon, 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 like so, and then it starts to get bigger and becomes a muscle. So you can only really get at this one of two ways, but we're going to get at it in the lengthened way and where it pops out right here. So like I said before, like I always say, there's three things that we always want to be aware of, which is your muscle is always going to fight you at the beginning of any type of smashing. So what you want to do is let it sink in for about 5 seconds, or until when you feel like it's sinking in. The second is muscle only responds to two things, which is time and tension, all right? So we're going to give it some tension by lengthening it by flexing the toe like this and plantar flexing, right? Because this muscle, the extensor hallucis longus, actually extends the toe and helps dorsiflex. So we're going to do the opposite, like so. So you're going to point your toes like a ballerina, okay? Then what you're going to do is you can do this on the floor. I like to do this because it's very specific with my hands. I'm going to find the tibia right here, and I'm going to go a little bit lateral into it, and I'm going to smash like so. So I'm actually pushing pretty hard into that muscle, and I'm going to let my muscle kind of relax and let me get into it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to smash into it like so, into either counterclockwise or clockwise way. It doesn't really matter as long as you hold that 90 seconds. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to find us on social media at The Sports Pod. I think it's going to be like right here. Yeah. And you guys can DM me messages or hashtag me messages or whatever you guys want to do. Hopefully that gave you a little bit of education, you know a little bit more about your body, and hopefully you guys have a great week. Cheers.